Hey everyone, it's Apache here and welcome back to Enigmatica 2 Expert here on the CreedCraft server. Thank you for joining me today and continuing to show your support for the series. If you do enjoy this episode, please leave a like and a comment, and if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe as well. Today we're going to be making an inroads into a couple of really important mods. One of them is one of my favourite mods that has ever been brought out, and the other one is going to be extremely important as we go on through this mod pack. It's going to become increasingly important the more we get into the technology side and the further we get into the automation as well. Now we've got this big building over here and we need to try and start filling it up with different things. But the very first thing is going to be storage, and the first thing you need when starting out with a really long-term storage project, we've finally got some charged Synths quartz crystal, and we have some nether quartz, and we have some redstone. So with these three, as I'm sure everybody knows by now, if we chuck them into some water, we will throw, just chuck them out of the inventory like that. And we should, you can see they are, there we go, they are flying back into the inventory as Fluix crystals here, and we got a create Fluix crystals advancement there. And so with these, we are now able to start crafting various different things from Applied Energistics 2. Now, a lot of the stuff in this pack has changed, all the recipes and everything, and it's going to be a lot more difficult to craft a lot of the later game things. However, there is a lot we can actually do with this. If we can see, just with regular crafting, we've got 7 pages worth of stuff here, so 21 different recipes. The entropy manipulator, I've never played around with that before, but there are a few really quite important things. Where are they? Like the glass cable is just a quartz fibre and 2 of these Fluix crystals. ME chest with just some stained glass, 1 ME terminal, some of that glass, some iron, 1 of those Fluix crystals, and this ME terminal itself is going to be a bit more. We need a lot more stuff for that, but we're getting there with this. We're actually getting close to somewhere where we're actually looking at a semi-decent, or at least very small ME storage system. If we have a look at a couple of the other things, the ME conduits from Ender.io, they're going to be as well really useful, really powerful. And what else we've got? Acceleration cards, these ones, Fluix blocks. Now we are going to need a fair few Fluix blocks as well for the early game stuff to do with this mod, the Applied Energistics 2. We're going to need one of these Fluix pearls, because this Fluix pearl is Fluix dust, which is just this through a macerator, I suppose. What is it? Let's have a look. Fluix dust, crusher, pulverizer, quartz grindstone we could use, macerator. Yeah, we can just shove it through a macerator. Turns the Fluix crystal into Fluix dust, and then with this, as I say, we can create this Fluix pearl. We already have an ender pearl, so we can create that. And with this, then we can start making things like a wireless receiver. And not the spatial components, we don't really need those, but we can make the wireless crafting terminal with 4 of them. And again, that is a bit more involved because we need one of these wireless terminals, which is wireless receiver, ME terminal, and dense energy cell. Dense energy cell is energy cells around a calculation processor. But again, this isn't too difficult. We're getting there. The quartz glass is just quartz dust. So dust in a macerator with some glass around it, and that creates the quartz glass. And with that, you can create the illuminated panels. We've got already the redstone, the glowstone dust. We've got pretty much everything we need to do it. The one thing we don't have though is power. Now I've been putting off trying to get power. Yeah, these energy cells we need. So all of this, all of that is gettable now that we have Fluix crystals. So I don't know what I want to do first with this, because power is something, as I say, I've been putting off. Mainly because in previous packs I wanted to get a surplus of power. and a big build-up of power. In Beyond, we used the vibrant capacitor banks to great effectiveness, and then we moved on from the capacitor banks to the Powerball, the Tier 8 Powerball, as soon as we could, and we actually ended up with 2 Tier 8 Powerballs almost, well, not full because we don't get full, but way on the way to getting full. We actually managed to top out 2 of the Tier 7 Powerballs, and then we had to move up to the Tier 8s. So yeah, I like to get a real boost and a surplus of power, and I don't really know how to do that in this pack because all the power options are very expensive. Some of the ones that I do favour, I suppose, the one I really want to get to and the one I really want to work with, the long-term aim, is the one from Mechanism. Now this we're going to have to be really careful with because it is a nuclear thermal powered a nuclear generator, and I'm going to use Open Computers with it. I've got a really good program with Open Computers to run it all, but it is it has the opportunity to blow up a 200 chunk radius around it if it overheats, if you don't get it any right, if you short circuit at all. Yeah, you can just destroy an entire biome. So we've got to be really careful how we do that. So we've got to try and get into Mechanism as soon as we can. So this is all leading on to where we go from here. So Mechanism, we need to get into Mechanism. So Mechanism is where is it? Mechanism is here. Now we need steel casings to actually unlock the Mechanism chapter, and this will walk us through some of the stuff we need to do. So with steel casings, so let's just have a look at those first of all. Steel casings, osmium blocks, osmium ingots, steel mechanical components from Immersive Engineering, and reinforced blast brick from Immersive Engineering. So it looks like you're supposed to go through Immersive Engineering first. Now luckily, Nathan has already gone through a fair amount of Immersive Engineering, and we are able to catch up with that by just picking up some of these blocks and putting them back down. And I happen to know in one of the chests just over here, which one is it? Over here? Yes, we have a steel casing right here. And this is just going to open up the quests for us, for Mechanism. So there we go. There is the gate for Mechanism done. So we actually get a choice reward, 8 speed upgrades or 8 energy upgrades. I'm going to go for the speed upgrades for now, because I think, if I remember right, the energy upgrades are slightly cheaper on resources to make. So we're going to go for that. And so now in Mechanism, we can grab this one, which is just a tick box, and we get a configurator, and we can claim. Okay. So that is our first 2 events. The first 2 quests for that done. We actually got a steel casing back in return as well. We got a robot, we got a basic tier installer, we got a configurator, and we got a steel casing. So I'm going to place, for now, I'm going to place this back in there, and that can just go back in there. However, we can go through some of the Immersive Engineering stuff as well, and we're going to have a look at that as well. So if we come back into the quest book, we can go back, we can have a look at the gates. We've already got it unlocked, which is the Immersive Engineering one there. So if we come into the side panel here, we can go for Immersive Engineering, and we can see where we're at. We already have the Immersive Engineering opened, we already have the coke oven, we already have the blast furnace, and we already have the treated wood. Now we have an alloy kiln set up, so if I grab, do we have a spare one in here? Yes, we do. If I get an engineer's hammer, if we head up to, you can see it up there, there is the alloy kiln there. Now we used this in Sevtech Ages, and it's essentially an early game version of an alloy smelter, say from Ender.io, something like that. But we can essentially just pick this up, and there is that quest done because we've got the 8 blocks in our inventory. Maybe we have to actually get rid of them. Yeah, there we go. And now we can just place this back down. So no harm, no foul. There's no point in the server having 2 of them. Because it's very, very early game stuff, which we're not really going to need anyway. So we can place that back into there. And there is the alloy smelter back up and working. Now the alloy smelter, I'm not too sure which recipes it has. It's mainly just the stuff you can do in the smeltery. So you have Constantine, you have Electrum. I think you have the dark iron, the Invar. We're going to need some Invar, I think, as well. Yeah, so it's mainly just bronze, and you can't even do the dark iron in here either. So it's Constantine, Electrum, and Invar, and bronze. Pretty much, yeah. So that's everything that's used for. So we're not really going to use that too much. I do prefer using the smeltery. It's bigger. It's better for doing large amounts because you can just shove stuff in here and it will all go through, and you can automate this with a redstone clock. Makes it nice and easy to do. So now we can actually choose the loot for this. So we grab the top loot chest there, I'll claim that and go back. And I'm going to open these up as we go because we might actually open up new things as well. So here we have coconut shrimp. Okay. So I'll eat one of those when I can, but otherwise not too brilliant. So next, what do we have next? We go back. The LV, we need LV capacitor, LV wire coil, LV wire connector, and LV wire relay. So in here we have actually some MB stuff as well. So we'll grab one of those. We'll grab an MB one. Grab an MB one. Let's just take some of the stuff out of here, which is being built. LV wire coil. What else? So the other ones here aren't actually in the chest, however we do have them just over here. We can see we have a LV capacitor here at least, and all the rest of the stuff is actually already moved up to medium voltage. But this has only got 10 energy in it at the moment, so we can take this out and then replace it, and that should just make sure that that has gone complete on there. Doesn't consume anything. We can place it down and it's back down to 10. It's just feeding back into this, so that's okay there. And now we need to make a one of those for ourselves, an LV cable. So it is the LV wire connector we need. So if we have a look at LV wire, the LV wire connector is copper, ingots, and hardened clay. Now, do any of these have hardened clay in them? Doesn't look like it. No, so do any of these have hardened clay? Yes, there is some here. Okay, so there's some hardened clay, and over here only have 1 copper ingot in there, so I will go and grab some copper ingot from mine and I'll come back and make one of these. So here we are, the LV wire connectors. It does make 4 of them, but that's okay, because we can upgrade these to medium ones as well. So there is the LV energy one completed. We'll grab the top loot box, claim, and back. And then we will open this loot chest, see if we get anything amazing. Golden egg from Open Blocks. No idea what that is. Let's have a look. What's a golden egg? Golden egg. It's an egg wrapped in gold. What does it do? Should we try and throw it? Okay, so you can't right click it to throw it as you would. Oh, that has been picked up by this thing here. Has it? No, it hasn't. Ah, yes it has. It's in there. Went into the chest. Right, so what do we do with it? Do we place it down? How odd. However, you know what? Oh, it spins. Oh, no. Just in case that is something, you know, like the lucky egg things, the dice. Might be one of those. I'm going to leave that until I know what it is. But I was thinking that if that just, is that all it does is just sit on the ground and spin, that'd actually be really, really good for our Egyptian style Stargate type thing. I think it would be fairly good for that. It would be like a, what do we call them, flasks that they have in the tombs. You know, it'll look quite nice. You know, I've realised if we want to go too much further down this path, we're going to actually start needing to break down some of these things, because we're on to the point where we need the reinforced blast bricks and the preheaters, and then we're going to need the kinetic dynamo as well, and then we're going to need the windmills and everything there. So to do much more in here, we're actually going to need to break down these bits, and I don't want to do that until I know that it's okay to do so. So I'm going to do that with Nathan off camera, I think, because one thing I'm not sure, if I pick this MV capacitor up, will it delete all of the energy inside it? So I don't want to risk it. I don't think it does, but just in case, we've been storing that up for a while now. So the next thing I want to do is the real crux of this episode, and it's going to be important that we actually start on this episode and work through it for next episode as well, possibly even the episode after, because we're going to get into NUCLEARCRAFT. Now, NUCLEARCRAFT is one of the halfway house mods in this pack, it seems. It's the cross between the really low end of IC2 and then you have the really high end of Ender.io. And this kind of bridges the gap in the early mid-game, I like to call it, where you start actually being self-sufficient. And NUCLEARCRAFT is good from a power perspective, but it's also very good from a working with metals and alloys perspective as well. If we go for the alloy smelter, this alloy furnace is the thing that I want to end up building and powering. So we're just going to have a look through the nested recipes for this. The alloy furnace needs basic plates, needs copper solenoid, needs some bricks, needs a furnace, redstone. So on the face of it, it's a fairly simple recipe. So the basic plating, then we get into this. This is lead sheet metal, that's fairly nice and easy. We need lead item casing, that's nice and easy as well. And then we need graphite blocks, and that is actually very, very easy. It's graphite bars. Graphite bars are charcoal, and there should be a load of charcoal around here somewhere. Grab some charcoal from somewhere at least, because Nathan's got a really powerful auto smelt axe. I went for the raw chopping power, he went for auto smelt. But yeah, I'm not too sure where it is at the moment. So I will grab that. I'll grab a load of charcoal, because that's the first thing we're going to need. I mean, we could use coal, but we're going to need a lot of coal later on. I suppose for this first bit, I do actually have a fair amount of coal over there I could go and get. So yeah, so it's not too much trouble. I will go and grab some, and that's fine. So the next thing we're going to need is this copper solenoid. A copper solenoid, mixed metal ingot, which we actually already have. The aluminium rods, fairly easy to make. The copper plates, fairly easy, and the copper casing, actually fairly easy as well. So we actually do have everything we need to build this. I've just realised actually how simple it is. We're going to need our engineer's hammer. We're going to need a cable cutter. We're going to need a lot of lead. Let me gather up some materials and I'll get back to you. Well, we are back, and I think we now have everything we need. It's been a bit of a slow journey trying to get all of this, and I was surprised at how expensive some of these recipes are. And I've broken it down into this because I wanted to show you just how expensive just the very, very basic vanilla items actually are. So this is a piston, compressed cobblestone, treated wood planks, and an iron plate and the cobblestone. That makes 2 pistons. So you need 36 blocks of cobblestone just to make 2 pistons. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. And then we get into some of the more deeper nesting stuff. But now we have the pistons. You're wondering, you don't need pistons in this recipe? But yeah, you do. Aluminium rods. You'd think that aluminium rods are just aluminium stripped down. But no. Pistons, block of redstone, and aluminium plate. And we can do a small plate presser with aluminium sheet metal down into aluminium rods. This is a little bit later on. And yeah, that's a much better way of doing it. But until then, I'll do it this way. And I need 2 of these. So we'll get those. We've got 2 of those. So that's that. And then we need... I mean, this gives you 4 of these solenoids. But we need 1 of these. And then that goes into this recipe. So we need these for basic plating, which is the lead sheet metal, lead item casing, and graphite block. So we'll grab that. And then that finally goes into here with this. And we get the alloy furnace. So there we go. That is the alloy furnace from NUCLEARCRAFT. And this is going to allow us to do quite a huge amount, to be honest. Pretty much anything that the Ender IO stuff can do. Because I think I need to find somewhere where I can place this. I'm going to just hijack this little bit here for now. There we go. I know I'm taxing this quite a lot. I've already put more of my forestry stuff on there, and we've worked out a thing to do all of that seed oil stuff, all automated there. So this alloy furnace, this is going to slowly fill up with energy up to 64,000 RF, and then we can place 2 things in here and they will alloy them together. So let's have a look at exactly what we need this for. So looking at the recipes through this, automatically it replaces the Tinker's smeltery, so we can get the and the alloy kiln, so we can get the bronze from here. We can get steel from here, so it actually replaces the blast furnace as well. So we don't actually need a blast furnace, so that's good. We can get the blocks of steel as well, and that is just graphite blocks and iron. Graphite blocks are essentially free. You cut down a tree with auto smelt and you get a ton of graphite, well, a ton of charcoal, which you then turn into graphite, and we can do coal as well to turn that into steel. And this is the one we really need, the ferroboron alloy. This is steel and boron. Now boron you get quite low down, close to bedrock, and we've already got some of that because we have dug down to bedrock, and in here we can see we have some boron ore. We're going to grab a little bit of that now, and we're going to carry this on next episode. But I'm going to need some of this boron and also some of the lithium, which we'll need as well there. I'm going to come over to this monstrosity of a machine here, and in this top storage crate here, no, sorry, is that right? That go down into the macerator just there. Just making sure I know exactly what I'm doing here. Don't want to put it into the wrong one. So that crate there comes out and into here. This cable goes out and into there. So yes, these boron go into there. And then we can place the lithium in as well. So that will go and become crushed boron ore. It goes through into the ore washing plant, where it will be put down into purified ore, tiny piles of boron dust and stone dust. Now stone dust will go into here. The tiny piles of boron will stay in here, and the purified stuff will actually go into the electrical furnace here. We can see it's been turned into boron ingots, and then it comes out at the bottom here as boron ingots. We placed 4 of the ore in there, and we got 8 of the ingots out, and now we're getting the lithium ones out as well. So we'll just wait until these have done. I'll wait until the 4th one is done. There we go. And then we can come over to this alloy smelter here, and if we have a look at the alloy ones, We go a bit further into it, we can see nether quartz, we get fused glass. So this is going towards the Ender IO stuff we need as well. I believe I've got some iridium shards, so we might be able to do stuff with that. Aluminium and titanium alumide. So you can see there's a huge amount of different recipes we can do here. We can even do the vibrant crystals and the pulsating crystals. And these are going to be really important for the, Ender IO conduits and stuff. We need the vibrant crystals for that. Also the energy banks, or the capacitor banks, which I'd quite like to use. They're about 24 million RF per block, so I only really need one block, and that'll be me done for most of the season, I think. Well, at least some of the season. And then iron, and that gives us the steel. Iron alloy we're going to need soon as well. We're going to need the dark steel, so I can actually get the dark steel armor set up properly. And this is it, vibrant alloy, the energetic alloy. We can actually crush down ender pearls in the next thing we're going to make. And we've got loads of other stuff as well. I just need to try and find, it's this tough alloy I need to find. That's not it. There we go, tough alloy, which is ferroboron, alloy and lithium. And then the ferroboron alloy is steel and boron. So we're actually going to need a little bit of steel as well. A little bit of steel there. I'll grab 8 of that. There we go. So using this for the first time, we can put in 8 of the boron there, 8 of the steel there, and hope that this goes through. Do we need to do anything else with this? Process power 1500 RF per tick. Speed multiplier. Does it need to be fed? Does it need something underneath it? I think this does. I think all of this stuff needs some kind of block underneath it to heat it up as well. So I'm going to have a look for that. And I'll tell you what, I will do that between episodes. Because I think there's a lot more to NUCLEARCRAFT. No, here we go. There you go. There you go. You can see. Just did it. It just uses a massive amount of power. Okay. So we actually have ferroboron alloy. And then we mix that with the lithium. And that gives us the tough alloy. And I'll just show you at the very, very end here what we actually need that for. If we have a look at resonant ender. This is what I'm hoping to make, this resonant ender. And this is done in a melter from NUCLEARCRAFT. And this melter from NUCLEARCRAFT, we need the advanced plating. We need a servo mechanism. Servo mechanism's nice and easy. So this uses 2 of the ferroboron alloy we've just got with steel and redstone and copper, and yeah, it's nice and easy. However, the rest of it, if we have a look at the melter, recipe for the melter, the machine chassis itself is this tough alloy with steel and lead. So this is it. Once we've got the tough alloy sorted and we can actually get this working with the tough alloy, then we will be able to start making our way through some of the other stuff in NUCLEARCRAFT. And I think I'm going to have a read in between episodes at the power generation for NUCLEARCRAFT, because I think it's going to be a lot better at producing high amounts of energy that we're going to need on this one single windmill. So yeah, thank you very much for joining me today. If you did enjoy this episode, please leave a like, comment and subscribe on the video and to the channel, and I will see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please consider supporting me by subscribing to the channel and liking and commenting on the videos. Thanks. See you next time.